Ratios are used to compare quantities, and they're used in lots of examples, basically anything that involves mixing different ingredients, and we'll see an example of that towards the end of this video. So in this picture here we can see that we've got a ratio for bananas to avocados, and if you count the number of bananas and avocados you'll see that we've got 6 bananas and 4 avocados. And we express that ratio simply as 6 to 4 in that order of bananas and then avocados. Now there's other ways to express that ratio. We could use a colon, in other words 2 dots, and that also means a ratio of 6 to 4. And we can express it as a fraction, so 6 over 4. If we were to rearrange the order of the words, in other words talk about a ratio of avocados to bananas, we'd express the ratio as 4 to 6. Expressing the ratio as a fraction allows us to simplify the ratio, just as we would do with a fraction. So in this case here with 6 over 4, we're looking for a number that goes into both numbers. We can do some dividing here. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So our ratio becomes 3 to 2. So what does it actually mean? Because it doesn't seem to match the diagram. What we can do is break the diagram into parts. We can see here that if we break our diagram into 2 parts, we've got 3 bananas to 2 avocados. So this might be a recipe of some sort. It might be a recipe for cooking. And perhaps the ratio is 3 bananas to 2 avocados for a recipe for 4 people. Where ratios are handy is if we want to extend this recipe to maybe 12 people, we know that 12 people is 3 times as many. So that means we need 3 times as many ingredients. And we keep them in the same ratio. So we multiply both parts of our ratio by 3. So the ratio becomes, instead of being 3, it's now 3 times 3 is 9. And instead of being 2, 2 times 3 is 6. So we have a ratio of 9 to 6. So if we wanted to do some cooking for 12 people, we'd have 9 bananas to 6 avocados. It's important to note that when we change a ratio, maybe we're simplifying it, or we're making it a case of a larger recipe, as in the example here, what we do is we multiply or divide all parts of the ratio by the same amount. Let's have a look now at a simple recipe where we're going to create milk. What we do is we're going to put powdered milk and water together in the ratio 2 to 3. So what we'll do in this case is we'll use a scoop, which could be of any size, and we'll put in 2 scoops of powdered milk. Now you might notice there's little gaps in the top of the scoop there, so we'll just put a little bit more in to make up to the 2 scoops. So because the mixture is in the ratio of 2 to 3, we'll use exactly the same size scoop, and we'll put in 3 scoops of water. Once we've put in our water, we mix the ingredients together, and what we have is sufficient to make 1 cup of milk. But what if we wanted to make more? What would we do with the ingredients if we wanted to increase the amount of milk that we made? What we could do is double the ingredients. So 2 scoops of powdered milk becomes 4, and 3 scoops of water becomes 6, and that would allow us to make 2 cups of milk. So the important thing to note is if we want to increase the amount of milk that we made, what we do is we look at the ratio, and we have to multiply both numbers in the ratio by the same amount. So if we want to double the amount of milk we made, we multiply the ratio numbers by 2. Or if we want to triple the amount of milk we made, we multiply the numbers by 3. So the breakdown in the ratio would be 6 to 9, or 6 parts powdered milk to 9 parts water. The same applies whenever we want to change a ratio. We have to multiply or divide the numbers in the ratio by the same amount.